Hello, pre-AP. Miss Green's giving me this like smile, like, oh my gosh, is she really introing it that way again?
I'm just making sure I spelled angle right.
We did it yesterday. We made sure we spelled angle.
This is your pen, by the way.
Oh, yay, my other pen. So we're doing angle relationships. This is kind of we realized we had some extra time at the end of this week, so you guys get another video. Yay! Angle relationships are actually kind of fun. I like them. It's just all about like knowing things and being able, like, given one thing, let's solve the whole thing. So let's talk about this. Our learning target is we will determine the measure of angles formed by parallel lines and transversals by using complementary and supplementary and adjacent angles. Please make sure your learning target is written down in your journal. So we've got some vocabulary today, and I know, guys, bear with us. There is a lot of vocabulary for angles, and it's just a bunch of things. If you want to pause this, pause it, write it down. We're going to talk about it for just a second. Make sure this is all written down. You're going to want to know each of these.
And let me just tell you right now, this is probably one of the only concepts in math that you don't have to actually do a whole lot of math in.
Right. I mean, there is some, but...
This is a bunch... There's a very little.
Yeah.
It's all memorization and knowing what... So if you're really good at memorizing, like in social studies and in a little bit in science and stuff like that, definitions, this is in ELA, you should have no problem with this because it has... The only math that's going to be involved is adding and subtracting.
Yeah, I mean, we do have some that have some X's in it, too.
But that's not even
But
this.
it's not...
That's
a little bit. But at the same time, we're doing a lot of vocabulary. So a complementary angle is two angles with the sum of 90 degrees. So that's the important part, 90 degrees. A supplementary angle is the sum of two angles that's 180. Look at this here. We've got a C and an S. C comes before S, 90 comes before 180. So complementary is 90. They both come first in the alphabet and in the letter, or in the numbers. And supplementary, 180, S, 180, they come last. It's just kind of an easier trick to remember that.
What I usually, just so you can actually see it, I do C, whoops, that's not a C, C, and then I do it right under so that you can see. The C comes before the S in the alphabet, and 90 comes before 180 in the number lines, just so you know complementary is 90 and supplementary is 180.
Yes.
That's just something to help you memorize that.
Parallel, you guys should know this. Parallel means two lines that will never intersect. They are always going to be going across from each other. They're never going to intersect. A transversal is a line that intersects two or more lines to form 8 or more angles. Angles. You're going to see this is actually two parallel lines with a transversal into it. So this is what it looks like with two parallel lines and a transversal. Now, me and Miss Green, we are definitely human. Our parallel lines are not parallel.
Are you checking your email?
Sorry, it's kind of important.
Do you want me to take over?
Yes, just for a second. I can't. It's on my phone. Oh, just 1 second. Yes.
Okay, here we go. So where were we? Parallel lines, two lines which never intersect. And like I said, or like she said, bear with us because sometimes parallel lines, we're human. They're not going to be exactly parallel, but we'll call them parallel lines. Okay, then we have got our transversal. A transversal is a line that intersects two or more lines to form 8 or more angles. I know that's a huge definition, but it really just means, oh, look, two parallel lines. Oh, look, there's a transversal. It intersected these two lines. Or here, look, I've got 3 lines. Whoa, there's a transversal. The transversal is just a line that intersects them. Okay, we good?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Sorry. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. So we went over all, no, we haven't gone over those. That was transversal. So an alternate exterior angle, we've highlighted these. These are the angles on the outside of that transversal. They're on the exterior. The exterior of your house is the outside. The exterior of the school is the outside. The exterior angle is the outside. Alternate interior angles. Interior, you know, is inside. So it's going to be the 4 little angles. I know it's kind of hard to see on those 4 little angles right there.
And I highlighted it so you could see it.
Yes. Well, the yellow kind of blended together.
The one that's not highlighted goes with the one that's not highlighted.
So those are our alternate interior angles. 2 more vocabulary words. Yes, you're going to have to write those down too. A corresponding angle is at the same location at each intersection. So if I have my parallel lines and my transversal, the corresponding angles would be the angles that are like at the same place. So if I have this angle The corresponding angle to that one is this angle.
Because it's in the exact same location.
So this one would be here. Same location. You just look at it, you're like, oh, it's the same spot as that other one. Those corresponding angles are actually gonna be the same angle measurement. So if this was, that doesn't even make sense, 150 degrees, this would be 150 degrees. If this was 30 degrees, that would be 30 degrees.
So they're corresponding, they're the exact same angle.
Yes.
Created by the transversal.
Yep. And a vertical angle is the ones that are across from each other. So like these two are vertical angles. And again, a vertical angle and a corresponding angle, it's going to be the exact same amount of degrees.
Okay. So vertical, remember vertical means to go straight up and down. So if you look at that, if you look at it, it's going straight up and down. Those are your vertical angles.
Their little vertices are the same. They're going to share one.
Because they're opposite angles, so
Yes.
they're going to be the exact same.
Yep, so those are your vocabulary words. So let's kind of talk about these and what all they mean. So if I have this, we know that one angle is 138. The first thing we're going to look at is what other angles in this are going to equal that 138. What did we mention? Which two types of angles are the same?
The corresponding for
Okay,
sure.
corresponding, which we
So
said
was gonna be the
5
5.
was corresponding.
Okay, and then the vertical angle.
Okay, so this is a vertical angle. Is that my only vertical angle that I now have?
I know that this is 138, which is vertical 138 here.
Uh-huh.
And then I know my corresponding is going to be the 5. So then my vertical to my 5 is my 7.
Yeah, I gotta remember that other vertical angle. Just because I had one here, I have this measurement now. These are all the same
Will you circle
angle degrees.
No, you have to circle all the, oh, jeez. Okay, anyway, so then, okay, now that we've found our corresponding and vertical, let's also look at what our straight angle.
What was a straight line? Did we talk about that?
A straight angle is 180 degrees, which is supplementary
supplementary.
angles. So supplementary angles, which are the two that create a straight line, which is 180 degrees, well, if it equals to 180 degrees...
That means that this one would be 180 minus 138, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Cool. I can't do that in my head. So this would be a 42-degree angle.
Okay, and then we do the exact same thing. So the corresponding angle would be 1. I'm sorry, this is 1, so it's 4, so it's 42 degrees. And then its vertical angle
is a 3.
Is going to be 42 degrees as well. It's like it's like a puzzle.
It is like a puzzle. That's fun.
These equal to 180. These equal to 180. These equal to 180. Do you all see the pattern now?
Yes.
How everything that forms a line is going to equal to 180 degrees.
Okay, so that's not too bad. That was just adding and subtracting. We only even had to do one.
Yep,
I mean, it was super easy.
True that.
Here's where a little bit more math comes in. So we have a straight line. We said a straight line was a supplementary angle, which is?
Two angles that equal to 180 degrees.
So that means this angle and this angle equal 180 degrees. Does that mean I can just write 2x plus 24 plus 4x plus 36
Yes.
equals 180?
Yes, because the sum of these two angles, equals 180. Oh my gosh. Combine like terms.
Yes. So there are 6 x's because I've got 4 here and 2 here. So 6 x's plus we've got
60
equals 180.
This is
a solving equation. Easiest equation too. So now I just subtract 60.
Dude, there's no negatives. What?
Look at that. That's because we can't have a negative angle.
I know. That's amazing.
I know. So we've got 120 equals 6x. Divide by 6. Divide by 6. X equals 20. What? That's it? 20 degrees.
We're not done though.
Right. We have to solve for the angles.
Right. Because I want to know what this angle is and what this angle is. So if x equals to 20.
I can go 2 times 20 plus 24.
That's right. So 2 times 20 is
40.
40.
So it would be
24.
64 degrees.
Okay. And then we do the exact same thing over there. We're going to plug in the
4
20.
4 times 20 plus 36. So 4 times 20 is 80 plus 36 is 116?
Yes.
Yes. 116 degrees.
Now,
and
just to
then,
make sure our answer is correct,
add them together?
this sum of these two angles should equal to 180. So let's just double check, because otherwise we made a mistake somewhere.
Yep.
This is like the most exciting part for me. Oh my gosh!
We did it right!
Hey, high five. Low five.
You went up, I went down.
Okay, so we got this right. But notice, once again, let's just recap what we did real quick. The sum of two angles, which these are right here, has to be 180. Why?
Because it's a supplementary angle?
It's a straight line. So up here, we went ahead and showed you that it has to equal to 180 degrees. We went ahead and combined like terms, solved the equation, got x equals to 20. Then I plugged in my 20 into each of my expressions, and I got 64 and 116. We know it has to equal to a straight line. Therefore, when we added them together, we got our straight line.
That was pretty awesome.
Awesome.
So now what you're going to do, I think, don't we want this one? Do we want?
Yeah, I just want to show them what we're going to do. First.
Write this down in your journal really quick. I want you to write down exterior angle, alternate interior angle, vertical, corresponding, complementary, supplementary.
I know it's a lot, but guys, it's going to save us so much time in class tomorrow. So write this down,
pause it, write it down, and then I'm going to give you a transversal with two parallel lines, and I want you to find these.
We should have done one with 3. Maybe we'll do that in class tomorrow.
Yes, in class tomorrow.
Okay,
So here is your transversal. Again, write this down.
Okay, just so you know.
Just draw it in your journal.
Draw it out. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, pause your video so you can sketch it out real quick. Notice how my lines are not completely parallel, but I did my best.
It's okay. We're human.
We are.
So what you're going to do now, I want you to tell me, what are the alternate exterior angles? What are the alternate interior angles? Which ones are vertical angles? Which ones are corresponding?
And then give me, if there's any, give me at least 2 sets of complementary angles. And then give me 2 sets at least of supplementary angles.
And remember, if there is any.
If there is any, that's right. There might not be some of, we never know.
You never know.
There's going to be for sure these,
the
these,
first
and
4.
these. But the supplementary and complementary,
we might trick you. I want you guys to have this for us in class tomorrow. We're not going to go over it in this video.
This is going to be our warm-up. We're going to start off with this.
So start with that. One other thing that you have to get done for us in your video, given this transversal, fill it in.
Okay, so we know that this is 75.
What are the other ones?
You need to find the other missing angles. And you know what, real quick, just so that they have something to write, we're going to call this angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, angle 6, and angle 7.
So tell us those angles.
Yeah, tell us what those angles are. Okay?
Okay, that's it.
Ah! Don't you dare stop that video.
No, I wasn't going to. Bye, guys.